What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another XRP update. Like and sub if you want daily crypto news, and let's dive right into this one. So XRP at $1.47 today, and over the weekend, I know we had tons of volatility, but surprisingly, our little buddy XRP has actually been increasing in dominance pretty nicely. Even since, the 13th, a good 4 days ago, we've been rising and rising up 25%, came back to backtest this purple box, this level right here, and then came all the way back up. So still, in the past 4 days, per BTC dominance, up roughly 27% in terms of an increase. Love to see it. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that RSI. It's still in a strong position. And all in all, this daily chart is looking strong per the BTC pair. Now, you will not want to miss this. We're also going to be reviewing the XRP price chart at the end. So Matthew Liny sharing on Twitter, the Saudi central bank in the UAE confirms the use of private DLT ledgers, the removal of Nostro accounts in 3 use cases for their central bank digital currency project, Project Aber. I know we've talked about this before. The Ripple and Stellar networks were not used. However, 2 of the 3 DLT platforms shortlisted are XRP enabled. No surprise. And now I want to talk about Interledger as well. So right here, Saudi Central Bank, remember SAMA, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, they've already trialed and sandboxed XRP along with RippleNet. They said you're good to go, you're fully compliant. Coincidentally, now we have Ripple having, again, our regional headquarters in Dubai. I encourage you all to watch some old video clips or even some recent interviews of Nevin Gupta specifically discussing the remittance corridors in the UAE. It is a goldmine of opportunity to lower costs in real-time payments. All right, so Central Bank of UAE, DLT, blah, blah, blah. Right here, mentioning, Ripple and Stellar, no surprise, cross-border payments. Now we have R3 Corda, of course. I know a lot of people are thinking, XTC anytime they see that as well. We have Quorum, and then Hyperledger Fabric. Now remember, Hyperledger is absolutely massive, and coincidentally, Ripple was one of the early members to join that group. All right, now, right here, we got Quanthony. This is Quant Anthony. Now, Hyperledger Forbes. Half of the Forbes blockchain 50 companies are using Hyperledger. We got BBVA, RippleNet. We got SAP. We've talked about them. Siemens. Is Siemens behind HBAR, by the way? I forgot if they're on the board. UBS, RippleNet, Visa, acquired Earthport. We could go on and on and on and on. And again, I do not consider someone that uses Amazon Web Services to be a partner. I'm talking about actual building and implementation. Excuse me. If you guys watch the old clips, even of the Amazon Quantum Ledger database that I uploaded, they're discussing Hyperledger, common. This is actual talk, guys, building on Ethereum integrations with everything you can imagine. So, smart contracts are the future. PNC Bank, of course, one of the early RippleNet partners, and Santander, an early RippleNet investor. Now, this is actually on American Express's website, just a little blog talking about Hyperledger and Interledger. Interledger was created by Ripple. Now, Amex American Express is also an early RippleNet partner, no surprise. They also did a 50-50 joint venture with Lian into China. So if you guys have time, highly recommend just Googling this. You can type in American Express, Interledger, Hyperledger, talking about their role in the future international payments. And you can see right here, covering Hyperledger and then covering Interledger, connecting a web of ledgers. And of course, ILP, enabling communication between different international payment systems. And of course, ILP originated at Ripple. So no surprise. And then later, of course, it was adopted by the World Wide Web Consortium, essentially the group that, right here, the Web Standards Organization that governs the internet. Coincidence? I don't think so. Now, taking it back to the 3 use cases of the removal of Nostro accounts, guys, this is a must listen right here. Payment between central banks, domestic payments between commercial banks, and cross-border payments between commercial banks. Roughly $155 trillion, $155 trillion are sent internationally. Now, right here, we can see in contrast with Project Aber, the movement of funds would be done in real time without the need for the commercial banks to have correspondent bank Nostro accounts in each country. While there have been other central bank digital currency experiments involving 2 central banks, the requirement of having a single network and single digital currency for settlements of cross-border payments was a unique aspect of Project Aber. Very, very interesting. It definitely does leave one wondering. Now, I would like to refer you guys to this. So this is head of RTP at ACI Worldwide, RippleNet partner that sends $14 trillion per day. That is correct. And of course, global cross-border payments represent 40% of transactional revenue. Transaction banking, JP Morgan, HSBC, they love making money off this monopoly. And yet Ripple is one of those players that stands to level the playing field. So if you guys type this in, highly recommend it. This gentleman is discussing this. And this is actually, I believe, in 2018. And he's talking about Sama. He's talking about Ripple. He's talking about everything in between. Right here. The Ripple and Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, essentially the central bank right here, offer a pilot program for Saudi banks, excuse me. And also remember this video of, SAMA, Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, and Ripple saying they're fully compliant and don't need to be tested in a sandbox environment anymore with those dozen plus banks. Really makes one wonder. So right here, 2-minute read back in 2018, just talking about their actual pilot program and them signing an agreement. Now, I know this is old news, but I want to refer this back to everybody that has not been in this ecosystem since then, because I know there's a lot of people that are very curious, and when you know what you own, I don't think you're going to be shook out as easily. All right, so back to Quant Anthony, I'm going to say, and essentially talking about Hyperledger. We can see right here, Hyperledger, and obvious discussions of people at Quant Network, QNT, going live with Overledger Network shortly. I am excited, and what I'm even more excited about, we've been a proponent of Quant since it was like $4. And I know it's what, 40, 50, 60 bucks now. I'll have to go check. I know it's been pumping up and down with a BTC, but what's exciting is even in their recent PowerPoint, they have API 3 next to it as one of the Oracle examples, which is really making me wonder because they're focusing on decentralized APIs and interoperability. So API 3 is an absolute long-term hold of mine. All right. Now, we talked about Amex. Now, right here, XRP YOTA. So DBS Bank launches Asia's first bank-backed crypto trust with XRP. We're going to be brief here. I know we've seen this before, but nonetheless, DBS Bank, this is a massive bank based out of Singapore. We can see this service will actually handle Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and XRP. So exciting. You can see, let's see what, Hong Kong dollar, Japanese yen, Singapore dollar, etc. And I know we've gone over this, but I want to point it out. And remember, DBS Bank, Singapore, one of the countries that has regulatory clarity for XRP. Coincidence? Nope. And also, Swell 2019, Ripple's annual event, talking about DBS Group transformed into a 20,000 plus person startup company. And right here, the CEO of DBS Group was literally speaking at Ripple's annual event. So take that with what you will. Okay, now, I'm not going to read through this whole thread, guys. There is some controversial information. FYI, this is not FUD about Tether. I want you to listen to Caitlin Long. She needs no introduction in the cryptocurrency space, and she's actually a proponent of Tether and stablecoins. And she's just kind of, because she's completely one of the women in this space that is really pushing forward crypto regulation for the United States in this dinosaur state of regulation. So I am rooting for her. There's a few points I want to read discussing Tether and actually saying maybe it wasn't all this Binance news and this Elon Musk, the tweeting, that caused the sell-off. So please take this with a grain of salt, but keep an open mind. And I want you guys to refer back to it. I did retweet it, and you can follow her at Caitlin Long _. Now, I just want to read a few tweets from this mega thread of Caitlin Long. I encourage you guys to go read this for yourselves, though, if you have time. So we have the pie chart available right here, and check this out, discussing Tether. Now, remember, just on coinmarketcap.com, we can see Tether, its market cap is over $58 billion. I remember just, a couple months ago we were talking, it was at 31 billion, and then before that it was probably at 17 billion. I don't care who you are, you cannot disagree or you cannot deny that Tether does prop up the cryptocurrency market to some degree. Bitcoin down 25% on the 7-day, Ether down 20%. I know they've both been going on parabolic runs. Same thing with BNB. ADA is up 16% on the 7-day. We got Doge down 6%. We got XRP down about 4 or 5%. DOT down about 4%. So very, very interesting. Now, some thoughts on stablecoins in the crypto sell-off, which are probably connected. Huge news last week, and it matters far more than Elon Musk or Binance news. A long thread. First, Tether, USDT, guys, the stablecoin finally disclosed how it invests reserves, and it was a big negative surprise, not previously knowable at this level of detail. This news probably contributed to a lot of crypto sell-off since Wednesday. Now, hear her out. She's actually breaking it down right here. So why? Because now risk managers at crypto hedge funds almost certainly will require haircuts on Tether, which means traders had to sell crypto to reduce their total risk exposure. Example, if the risk managers now apply a 5 to 10% haircut for Tether, for example, Tether is in a trader's portfolio, the trader must bring down total exposure by selling other non-Tether crypto. So based on Tether's new disclosure, both Tether's probability of default and loss severity in default just went up. Why? Because the overall credit risk. So talking about the bigger risk, talking about the potential that Tether could break the buck and trade below the US dollar. It has before, not by much, just like when we've seen Tether at 99 cents or maybe $1.03 during the previous bullish cycle. So nothing's impossible, but just wanted to kind of point this out. Now, there's just a few other points, guys. If you want to read more about this, highly recommend it, but let me see right here. So, but if when a crackdown happens, I'll be shaking my head because some of the fallout will have been entirely avoidable had Tether just invested in reserves and T-bills, for example. One of the basic tenet of the US financial regulation is disclosure of risks. Now, this is not FUD, guys. She is on Tether's side. We are on the entire cryptocurrency side, or cryptocurrency space side, so please understand that. I know I'm going to get some silly comments calling this FUD because this is just her thoughts, and she's literally the CEO of Avanti. She's helped with Kraken and all of these SPDI or SPD bank charters. So come on, guys. She is so pro crypto, it's not even funny. So I regularly defend crypto and will continue to, as very important technology and key industry infrastructure as a bridge to the US dollar, and have relationships with some of its team going back years, but I cannot defend Tether's choices on asset allocation, making no risk disclosure. Very true. What a missed opportunity here. Shake my head. Not helpful to our industry. Like it or not, one of the best things for the industry at present would be getting stablecoins to be okay with US regulators, especially the Fed and the SEC. Good luck. Stablecoins are very important bridges between crypto and the US dollar. Completely agree. And a stablecoin that I would have my faith in would be USDC by Circle. That's just another firm that I feel has a good chance of going public, just like Coinbase has. Now, why? Well, because every US dollar must clear through a bank and then the Fed. Like it or not, US regulators have power over stablecoins. We have Avanti talking about these. Yep. Other SPDIs. There it was. SPDI. I always blank on that. But again, guys, this SPDI Act actually passed in Wyoming thanks to Caitlin Long. And again, that stands for Special Purpose Depository Institutions. So making all these banks essentially having a legal banking charter. So Avanti and Kraken are two of the first banks that were able to get this. Keep in mind, Kraken is an exchange. Links are in the video description as well. All right, now, where were we? Right here. So Wyoming, the SPDIs by law cannot play shenanigans with reserve backing the stablecoins because SPDIs cannot take risk with customer deposits. User money is not an SPDI's plaything, so it is always fully reserved, fully transparent, and fully backed. I love it. So anyways, next to the next point, right here, I thought this was funny. I wanted to share this. So XRP Darren, guys, definitely follow Fame21 more on Twitter. So referring to Elon Musk just saying, ideally, Doge speeds up blockchain or block time 10 times, increases block size 10 times, and drops the fee 100 times. Then it wins hands down. Really just kind of trolling with this community. Whether or not he uses Doge, that's all good and great. We're integrated with Flare, but right here. So a rocket scientist and also the co-founder of PayPal with Peter Thiel, and Peter Thiel coincidentally invests in his venture fund invests into Ripple. Yep, just another coincidence. But anyways, so a rocket scientist buys billions of dollars of Bitcoin, just suddenly realizing that Bitcoin uses too much energy for transfers. Seems like a setup, some type of conspiring going on. So true. Now, right here, XRP price chart, the XRP Bitcoin price chart on the monthly, comparing Ethereum Classic, who already got that massive pump. I know there's always a narrative with it. Nonetheless, guys, I still anticipate that XRP does something similar in its own time. Again, I can't time the market, but I do believe that we do hit these targets. So we have the 8, we have the 21, and the 34 EMA. These are all Fibonacci numbers as well, and we are looking like we're getting in position to finally pop up. Notice that ETC blasted right through it all the way to its previous level, so that would be amazing. And I do expect that this happens at some point this year, if not a lot sooner, so fingers are crossed. Now, speaking of the XRP BTC chart, check out this. Take a look at this. We have Anderzel. XRP's on the top. Shout out to Reborn for seeing this as well. So Genie, good job. Now Elon is talking about energy efficient cryptos. Interesting times. So remember, Elon now is just talking about energy and green based cryptocurrencies. Cough cough. XRP, Algo, Energy Web Token, you name it. And now we have right here February 11th when he was kind of hinting at Doge. Frodo was the underdog. All thought he would fail, himself most of all. And who is the underdog of crypto? XRP, guys. I know some people won't agree with me, but just look at this. All thought he would fail, himself most of all. And it's so funny, it does remind me of the Ripple lawsuit. And look at the top. So one coin to rule them all, shared by Elon Musk. And I know it seems so goofy. I just wanted to share this as an interesting piece. And we have the XRP BTC pair at the very, very top. Coincidence? Really makes you wonder, and I don't really see Doge over here, do you? But yet he's hinting Doge right there. but sometimes this could be what magicians call a sleight of hand trick. All right, very interesting. So wanted to point that out. Feel free to save this picture. Again, he tweeted this on February 11th at 3:08 a.m. Man never sleeps. All right, last but not least, guys, just want to finish up with a quote. So, successful people spend time building up those around them rather than finding ways to tear them down. It also is just not a good look. Successful people do not spend their time trying to knock others down a peg to make themselves feel better. Long term, it's going to have the opposite effect. Now, keep in mind, if you want to build the biggest building in town, go ahead and build it. You don't build it by knocking others down. I know a lot of people say that. I know I've heard Gary Vee say it. I'm just kind of giving some perspective over here. Now, overall with the market, guys, I'm very confident. I just cannot wait for this dip to be over with. Even if we go a little lower, if Bitcoin pulls back a little more, we're watching this BTC dominance. We're at 40.2%. The lower it goes, the sooner we are closer to alt season, meaning a lot of the assets that have yet to even break all-time highs, such as XRP, are almost ready for the ride of their life. Now, that's my opinion, not financial advice, guys, but I did want to share that with you. And remember, perspective. It's a crazy thing. Every single person that has held since, or, bought and held since, let's say, the March 2020 crash, I'm sure they are happy they did. Some assets have done 50x plus. Some are just getting started. So, all this drama with Elon Musk and these Bitcoin maxis arguing and people arguing on whose coin's better, it's all good. This is part of any, nascent market that has to mature, I guess, in this digital age, which seems crazy. But, Elon Musk, at the end of the day, he has and is going to continue to bring a lot of attention, a lot of hype, a lot of publicity to the cryptocurrency space. So personally, I couldn't care less. I'm just watching the charts and awaiting as this space matures. But I'm still waiting on these banks and, these governments to get and provide some regulatory clarity. The bigger the market gets, when we're at, 200 trillion or 200 billion in market cap, nobody cared. This market, still to this day, the market cap is still over $2 trillion. This is an asset class that governments and central banks now have to begin to regulate and start integrating with because the masses want it. We're demanding it. You're seeing XRP trust. You're seeing all kinds of ETFs and ETPs, exchange-traded products. This is why I'm excited for the future of the crypto asset or cryptocurrency space as a whole. All right, NFTs are going to be non-fungible tokens, even with the XRP ledger, are going to become essentially tokens of value over the internet, guys. Think of the cryptocurrency of all social media. Powerful stuff. And of course, we have these protocols that could essentially, govern how they move. Maybe an NFT is gonna be built on the ERC20 or Ethereum's network as an ERC20, but then interoperate with Flare networks and XRP to take advantage of the scalability and the efficiency. Makes sense. So, just spitballing here, but guys, I'm very, very excited. Remember, it just takes one or two drops, and I said this and I tweeted it the other day, and of course the market kept going. It takes one or two drops in the market for even Bitcoin, and people forget. They completely forget, and they throw all fundamentals out the window, and they forget that we are in a bull run. And if you guys have not done so already and would like some cryptocurrency exposure into a Roth IRA or maybe your 401k, highly recommend iTrustCapital. The links are in the top of this video description to get your first month free. I have a variety of assets. I still have XRP on this platform, believe it or not. And my pinned thread for all of you that follow me on Twitter, Kevin_Cage_. We have all resources and crypto services I use, whether it's for taxes, exchanges, etc. And you can find the iTrustCapital link right here. So be safe, beware of scams in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video.